G'day everyone, today we're going to be installing coilovers into a Nissan Pulsar GTIR. These coilovers are supplied by Alien Speed Parts. They're an agent for TDMI in New Zealand, and you can purchase these off their website. These are GTIR specific. You can see they've got the ABS and the rear sway bar arm pieces already on the bottom struts. They are body adjustable, along with you can obviously adjust the preload on the spring as well. So we're going to get to it. We'll install these. I'll show you how to do it. So looking at the top of the strut, we've got 16-way adjustable dampener settings on the top. So I think we set that all the way to soft, and then when we've got it in car, we can obviously start increasing it until we find the right level of hardness for the road in the car. So we'll set that all the way to soft to start with, and we've got our camber bolts set up the top as well. We'll just leave those as is, and we'll adjust them once they're in the car. Another good thing to do is to measure between here and here, and we'll make sure that they're all the same before we install them, and then at least we've got a rough guideline to go off before we put them into the car. So I'll get that done. I'll make sure they're all roughly the same, and then we'll get the wheel off the car and we'll start installing these. Alright, so a lot of GTIRs have this point here, and I always jack the car up on the front off that, just like that, start lifting it up. Now this is where you'll need a tool to get your wheel studs off. I've been around for a bit, so I've got a rattle gun, but you can use any tool to get these off, anything that you use to get wheel studs off. So let's get this done. Okay, so after getting the wheel off, you'll have your standard brake rotor and your normal caliper here. We've got 6 pots on this car, so it's a bit different, but everything will be the same suspension wise. So you've got two 17mm bolts and nuts here. Now that's if someone hasn't changed them out. Obviously these cars are quite old, but that's what's supposed to be there. And you'll either have your coilover you're replacing or your normal gas strut. And we've just got this brake circlip here, which is holding your brake hose onto the shock. So they're the only things that need to come off down below. So it's all nice and easy. Okay, and above you're going to have some 12mm nuts up here. So 3 12mm nuts that come off the top of the strut. So you're just going to get a 12mm socket and wrench and pull those off. Okay, then we've got the brake clip, so you can hit that with just about anything. Screwdriver, pliers, just a bit of pressure and it comes out. There we go, the strut's lowering down. It's coming out the bottom down here, so we're just going to pull it off this and then pull the strut out. There you have it, we've got one factory strut and the coilover is ready to go in. So as you can see, the strut's out. So let's put the new one in. Okay, so we've got our strut bolted on the top and we're bolting her in now. So because we've lowered this an awful lot more than the factory strut, I've put the jack underneath the lower arm, and I'm just gonna use the jack to bring the wheel up so we don't have to lift it, because that's a lot of effort. And we just do it up there. So now we can line that all up and get the bolts in. Now we've got our ring spanners in here with some stickers and instructions. And obviously we use those to tighten the locking rings on the bottom and the top, so the bottom of this doesn't move and your preload for your spring doesn't move. I've just used some other branded coilover ones that I've had to keep these in the packet, but that's it. Struts installed. Now that took me about 30 minutes, I'd say, maybe even a little bit less. So there you go, one coilover in the car. Okay, so there you have it. If you want to do this on all four corners, you just repeat the process and you'll have your coilovers installed. On the rear of a GTIR, remember to jack it off the rear diff or the center point, because you want both wheels in the air, because you have to take the rear sway bar off that attaches to the bottom of both coilovers. There's a 14mm nut on there. You just take that off and all the pressure relieves off it, but if you only have one wheel in the air, you'll really struggle to get those off. So that's the only little snag on a Pulsar. But otherwise, yeah, just repeat the process on all four corners and you'll have coilovers in your car. Now you can get these TDMI coilovers from Alien Speed Parts. That's alienspeed.co.nz. They have them in stock ready to ship. They're really good quality. They're specifically made for the GTIR, unlike some of the other brands, and I think you'll really like them. I think the quality is great. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and see you next time.